Welcome everyone to this week's Tarot Tuesday readings. I've chosen 3 cards for you from my Angels and Ancestor Oracle deck. And these are the 3 cards that have come up. For reading number 1, we have Stargazing, Set Your Sights Higher. For reading number 2, we have the Hermit, Retreat and Recharge. And for reading number 3, we have Medicine Mother, Honor Your Inner Knowing. Just take a moment now to call all your energy back to yourself and take that deep breath into your heart space and see which card draws you in, or maybe there's a couple and the one you can't stop looking at, or the details that you see. And I will see you in the readings. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome, reading number 1. You chose the card Stargazer and Set Your Sights Higher. And this card is a lot about realizing that you are more deeply connected to something bigger than you believe, and to sort of let go of your fears of not feeling good enough, all that lack mentality that is stopping you from actually believing that your dreams can come true, or even setting those dreams alight, creating the future you really deserve. It feels a lot like you have this opportunity to focus on something greater than you are perceiving right now. And, perhaps you are holding yourself back from old stories that you're telling yourself about what you can achieve in your life. Let's see what the other cards have to say for you. I actually feel drawn to draw you another card from the same deck. So let's see what we've got here. I think that's your card there. We have Take Charge with Authority. Let's just move you over a little bit. There we are. Lord, take charge with authority. I really notice with these 2 people here, the way they are looking out at you and looking at you like, you can do this. It's time for you to really step up. If you've been shying away and hiding away from your future, from who you are, from what you can accomplish in your life, this is your opportunity to really take control, of your life and start creating the future that you want and you definitely deserve. I feel like there's so much strength and support with you. I think, with the Stargazer, that's that you have the support, you just need to ask for it. Whether that's actual real people around you, or just like believing that you have greater support than you know. We have Many Paths. I love this card. And Beauty Way. So perhaps you've been feeling like you don't know how to get to where you want to go, or, and I just feel like there's this feeling like you feel like you're stuck, like you haven't been able to move forwards in any way. And you feel a little lost and confused and not even sure what to create for your future. And the Many Paths is asking you to step onto a path. At the moment you're just standing at these crossroads and they're there in front of you and you just don't know where to go. But it's like when you allow yourself to just move, and any path, like when you don't know where you're going, any path is going to get you there. But staying where you are and not progressing forwards, not giving yourself the opportunity to really move forwards and change your life and change how you're living and create something beautiful for yourself. You just need to be able to just take a step. That quote of, every journey begins with a single step. I probably butchered the quote there, but something to that regard, so it's just like, will you step onto a path? Just take a path. It doesn't matter which one. You just can't stay where you are. It's not helping you. And I feel like sometimes when you don't step onto a path and believe that you can have any future you want, believe that you can take a path. It can make your energy feel real heavy and real low, and it almost holds you in this holding pattern. And it's like all your energy is just going, no, I don't know, because you're just not really embracing who you are. You know, you're not taking charge or authority with who you are. And with the beauty way, this is great. It goes really beautifully with many paths. The beauty way is stop focusing on any dramas, any problems, anything that's coming up that I think a lot of it's external view. It feels like a lot of these dramas are external and then they're really affecting you internally. So then whatever is going on outside of you is actually, and it's funny because I'm struggling to speak now, it's like it's throttling your ability to express yourself. It's like it's just not allowing you to fully step onto a path because you're like, I can't, there's just so much going on and it's just getting me down, it's affecting me. And it's like, okay, it's time for you to start focusing on something else. Focusing on your future, focusing on the light, focusing on the miracles that can happen, focusing on the beauty. You know, the beauty way is about stepping onto the path and seeing all the good around you instead of focusing on all the dramas and the challenges that are going on. Let's see what the other cards have to say. My goodness. They're being... there, and you see. Yeah. We have, does that fit on? Yeah, beautifully. Love, eagle. It's such a lovely combination with this card. Because the eagles soar high, don't they? I feel like there's the two aspects of this card that you aren't really embracing with yourself. You're not loving yourself first. You're not putting yourself first. You're not putting your dreams first. You're not believing that through the love and beauty of who you are, that you're able to create your future. You're also not soaring high. I feel like you're grounded, you know? You feel like you're grounded. You're a bird, you're an eagle who can fly, and you're not flying. You're walking around the ground going, I just don't know what to do. I can't even. And it's like you are born to fly. You need to spread your wings and fly. And that's that step, take that step to begin flying. And then we have, let's put you here, truth, turtle. I see the whole moon phase here, so I feel like in the next month this is going to shift. So you have this opportunity to shift this, the whole moon cycle here, from full moon all the way around to full moon again. And with the truth, I feel like you're not speaking your truth. You're not being true to yourself, and you are not believing that the truth of who you are can be something more. It's like you're belittling yourself because of everything that's going on external of you. So really, really tune in to the truth of who you are, your soul, and not all the nonsense. I just feel like this beauty way, it's just like seeing all the good instead of focusing on all the nonsense. Whether that's like the grandiose of the whole world of nonsense that's going on at external of you, or your close nonsense, it's like the things, the trouble at work, the trouble with your friends, the trouble with your family, or the trouble with just the people that are around you. It's like, stop focusing on that. When you see the beauty keeps coming. When you see the miracles keep coming. It's like when you open your energy and your pathway to something more beautiful than what you've been focusing on, your energy, your life, everything starts to shift. Take that opportunity to delight and see things around you from a different perspective, from seeing the beauty of everything that is good around you. Let's see what your tarot cards have to say. I'm using the Wildwood Tarot today. Let's have they seem keen to come out. Oh my goodness. They're quite excited, these cards. feel like you've maybe lost hope, you know? The energy from these cards is just like, show them the message, because they've lost hope. And in that, you've lost hope in yourself, like your future, your life. You don't need to feel that way. Is that us for just now? This one. Okay, let's have a look, see. Nope. We have, can we see? Yeah, 6 of Vessels, which is the 6 of Cups. Reunion. I'll struggle with that word. 4 of Stones, which is the 4 of Pentacles. Protection. Knight of Vessels, which is the Knight of Cups. Eel. Oh, the Pole Star. And the Sun of Life. Beautiful. The reunion, I feel like, is coming back to yourself. You know, disconnecting from the nonsense outside and really reconnecting, having that reunion with your true self, with who you truly are, the truth of who you are. And that's how you're going to create your future. I feel like you have created walls of protection. So I think my sense is that you are deeply protected, but you've put walls and barriers around yourself. And in doing that, that's kind of affecting your ability to actually gracefully move through your life, because you've actually just walled yourself in and not allowed yourself to move forwards onto any path. You know, you can't see a path because you're behind a wall. So you're protected, you know, and I feel like this fawn being a baby, it's like, your inner child is feeling like they need to be protected, and really you have this opportunity to walk into a new horizon, a new dawn, and a new day, and know that you're protected. And I think when you tune into the truth of who you are and really start to believe in yourself and love yourself again, that's when you'll be able to just step out from that wall and just be like, yeah, I can do this. The Knight of Vessels, Eel, is, I feel like you've been swimming upstream, you know. I see the sword here and the stone. I don't know if you can see. No focus on it. Oh, the sword and the stone there. And I feel like that's you. You just feel like you need to fight against everything. You know, the challenges, the dramas that are outside. You say, if I fight against it and just be strong and harsh and protected, then things will get out my way. But it's that idea when you're swimming up, I said flying, you're not flying. You'll get an opportunity to fly when you step out of this. When you're swimming upstream, you're going against the current, and it's so exhausting. It's so hard work. And I feel like it's going against who you really are. And when you get that opportunity to actually flow downstream into the light and go with the flow, that's when you are going to feel like you're in sync again. Like the world can bring you what you want. Like you can create what you want. The Pole Star, you're deeply guided. You know, it may feel like you're in this dark forest and you don't know where you're going, but this person is on a path. And when you step onto that path, that star is going to guide you. The light is going to guide you. You're going to feel guided. You are going to break free of how you're feeling. And there's going to be so much light and love and abundance here. You're going to notice the flowers. You're going to notice the joy. You're going to notice the love, because you're breaking free from the barrier you've drawn around yourself to protect yourself, and you're going to feel amazing. You're going to be able to create the future that you want. Things will start to flow. You'll start to feel in harmony and sync and more deeply connected with the world around you in a much more balanced way. Instead of connecting in with everything that is giving you troubles, you're going to connect in with all the beauty that's in front of you. Reading number 1. This is your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome, reading number 2. You chose the card Hermit, Retreat and Recharge. And this is a really interesting card for you. It's, has a couple of messages coming through for me for you right now. And that's the sense of, firstly, if you are trying to working on bringing something together, trying to complete something, it feels a little like if you are getting too over involved in it, you're gonna hinder its progress. So it's just like take some time for inner contemplation and inner connection to really allow whatever you're doing to come through and flow in harmony, instead of sort of flowing against it or sort of pushing so hard it's not actually coming together in the way that you perceive or the way that you would like. And then secondly, this card is very much about connecting in with yourself for your own inner guidance. If you are struggling with spending some time slowing down and connecting with yourself and feeling into yourself and gaining your own inner knowledge and information, this is the card that's telling you that you get to and you need to do this. It's sometimes hard to really listen to yourself, especially if things have been challenging for you, but really listening to yourself allows you to guide yourself in a way that is beneficial for you. And I really get that sense that sometimes you have a way of plowing through regardless. You can use the strength of your mind to move through whatever is going on without truly focusing on how you're feeling, how you're being, how it's affecting you. And then that kind of just builds up in your physicality. And then after a while, you start to become a little more unwell, like you'll feel more pain in your body, you catch a cold really easily, it's just like it's weakening you. And this card is really inviting you to listen to how you feel. And sometimes in that listening, that's enough. It's not like it means you have to stop and radically change your whole life or what you're doing. It's like sometimes just listening and be like, oh, I do feel actually more tired than I've been allowing myself to realize. And sometimes when you do that, you're like, okay, well, what can I do? Like a little thing that could help me feel a little better, It's funny because I've noticed recently, occasionally when I really tune in, I feel a little dizzy. And I think that's just a little bit of fatigue and not nourishing myself correctly. And so when I realized that, I was able to course correct and help myself instead of getting to the point where, yeah, I'm fully dizzy, I can't do anything, because I've just been pushing through. So that's the sense I get. Let's see if there's another card from this Angel and Ancestors Oracle for you. There's definitely one here, I can feel it. That's it. I don't know. You can't see me, but I just had the biggest grin on my face there. Protection Guardian, drop your shields. And I really get that sense of stop pretending you're super strong to yourself so that you can't feel what you're feeling. It's like, if I don't feel what I'm feeling, then I don't have to deal with it. That's the message from this card, Drop your shields is drop your shields around yourself that's not allowing yourself to really sense into how you're feeling. Let's see. Oh, interesting. We have fire and we have the giveaway. The fire is such a great card for you. This is your inner fire, your inner passion, your inner desire, your inner heart, your inner energy. When I said it's time for you to tune in to really how you're feeling and your inner fire. And this card is actually about burning away your hardships, Let it consume the pain, the sorrow, whatever it is that is you have been ignoring. Like, know that when you empower your own energy and tune into your own inner knowing, that's how you can burn away the things that you know are there, you've kind of been scared to feel. Like, you can burn them away with your inner fire. Light a candle, whatever you can do, and just throw into the flames the things that you do find when you connect with yourself that you really don't want to be sort of looking at having within you that are you're sort of struggling to deal with. Like, it's about letting go, but it's about letting go in a very intentional way, and really knowing that you're burning it away, using your inner strength, not shrinking away. I feel like you feel like you're protecting yourself, but you're actually shrinking away from your own pain, sorrow, and inner feelings, and really you just get to burn it away. Giveaway, it's a lot about gratitude. Tuning into what you're truly grateful for. So once you've burnt away the pain and sorrow, you can shift your energy and how you're feeling. It's a really studied way of raising your vibration, raising your energy level, raising how you're feeling by being connected to the feeling of gratitude. So it's know that you can feel the gratitude in anything and everything around you. As you sort of offer this thanks for all the great things that you can see and feel in your life, that's when your heart opens and you start realizing how good your life has been and is. It's just that sometimes you can focus on what it isn't. So it's very much like a twofold process here. Burn away the feelings, the difficulties, the troubles, the pain, the suffering. Burn that away, and then when you are like really believing in the amazing life you actually are having and experiencing, and really seeing all the good in your life, that's when you can heal your feelings of scarcity, of things not working out. It's just this chance to really clear your inner energy and shift into new possibilities and a life that you truly deserve. Let's see what this oracle card deck has for you. What's your card there? We have, these are kind of squint, aren't they? We have Mother Earth, the drum. It's like creating a new flow, a new rhythm, new energy, new life. I really feel like when you do this retreat and recharge, this is where you can set your own pace again, set your own energy, set your own life in a way that feels right to you, instead of feeling like scared and worried and not sure how to move forwards. It's like avoiding your own feelings. Instead, you come up in that symbiosis of living with your feelings and growing your future, knowing how you feel. It's a really interesting energy. I just really feel that sense of, when you do that, all the parts of you, I see these people as all the parts of you, your inner child, your fears, your heart energy, your mind energy, it all coming together and beating in sync. As the drum beat beats, it's all in rhythm and sync. And then you see all these flowers in the tree, and it's just like new growth flourishing because you're actually in rhythm with yourself. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say for you. Okay, let's see you. And you. Let's have a look at what we've got so far. we have the ancestor, another drum. Yeah. And the birch trees, it's like a new beginning, a new horizon, a new way of being. We have the mirror, which is, I think it's like the moon card in a traditional deck. The mirror, I just see this as releasing the old, you know, letting that go and focusing on the new. Returning to home, returning to yourself, with new growth. You know, it's just like your inner being will create this new growth. Page of Arrows, Wren. And then we have 8 of Arrows, which is really, really bright down there. Struggle. I'll let you have a look at it since it's going to reflect all the light. I just feel like that's a real sign. So for me, with this struggle card, all this light hitting it, this is when you burn and change your vibration to the light, when you burn away everything that is making you feel like you're struggling, it's going to disappear. That struggle's going to disappear. Noticing how it's like halfway up the card, it's disappearing. The struggle is leaving you. We also have the Sun of Life, which came out in reading number 1. So if you had inclination towards reading number 1 at all, there might be a little message for you in there. But this, like the Sun of Life, this is like the next part of your story that it really, I see all these circles here. You know, it's just like that energy of this person here has gone within, has meditated, has done whatever they needed to do to really connect with, actually, how am I feeling? How am I being? How is my life really affecting me? Let me tune into myself so that they can then, you can then burn off the struggle, burn off the challenge, and really focus in on the light, on the gratefulness, on the good, on the beauty that is around you, and come into sync with yourself so that when you are moving forwards, you're coming home to yourself, you're in sync, you are able to then draw all your energy together and feel in harmony, and you're going to break free from your internal struggle. So I feel like there's just this big internal struggle within you that you are just trying to squash down and ignore. And actually, if you just tune in and just allow your energy to rise, to burn through it, to believe that you can move beyond it, that's when you are going to feel so free. That's when your energy, your vibration is going to change. You're going to feel so full of light and so grateful for your life. You're going to start sharing your life with others in a much more balanced way. You're going to feel good. You're going to feel good again. And it may feel like you think that you're never going to feel good again. You really are. So funny, this card, because it's like it literally starts here. There's no extra light in this. We are putting light into your struggle and it's just going to fade away. If I bring this card down, your struggle is gone. It's just the light has broken through it. You've broken through your struggle. Reading number 2. This is your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome, reading number 3. You chose the card Medicine Mother. Honor your inner knowing. And I just want to tell you that I was just about to start your reading and a train came past, and we live very close to the railway tracks right now. So it makes the house shake, which would make my tripod shake, which would make the phone shake. But it was, so I waited until it had gone. And it was just that sense of, when things happen when I'm about to do a reading or I'm in a reading that seem sort of unlinked, I always feel like they are. And yeah, I just feel like perhaps you've been delaying something. I think it's like delaying dealing with something. It's like you already know the answers, you know who you are, and I almost feel like it's like delaying, closing something off, and taking a step into a new beginning. I feel like this is perhaps where you are, the state of transition from old to new. And, it can be a really challenging place to be. And this card is much about this, mother's knows best. It's that thing that, you have your own intuitive, insightful way of living your life. And you kind of know you need to move forwards into the new, but you're just not quite sure how to do it. You're not quite sure where to go, how to be, and actually you're kind of afraid of it being more challenging, more struggles, more suffering. It's like that new beginning, how's it going to be? And I think in that hesitation you're actually almost creating that kind of future for yourself, and you really have this opportunity to free yourself from that. And I think when you actually tune into your inner knowing and intuition, you realize that isn't the case, that it's not going to be as challenging as you think it is. Interesting, we have 2 cards. Okay. So if you have anyone who felt like a mother figure in your life, and that could even be your animal friends that are no longer here physically, they've just come through here and they want you to know that you're not alone and you're deeply guided. So whatever you are going through right now, you are not alone, and they are here to help you and guide you. They are with you. And if you see that white feather, it's a real sign that they're with you. So you're not alone. You are looked after, you are guided. And in this situation where you're transitioning from something into something else, they're here holding your hand. And then we have drum, dream and journey. And this card definitely gives me the sense of you having the opportunity to dream a greater future into your life, understanding that you don't need to continue to suffer and struggle. Like there's something better for you out there, and it starts with tuning in with yourself. And when you tune in with yourself and believe in yourself, that out there will be in here, and I'm pointing to my heart there, not that you can see it. Let's have a look. I think you're going to have another train come through your reading, which is interesting. Yes, and that would be why. If you don't take this action, something is going to come into your world and just create this action. Thunder is about great movement, fast movement, decisive movement with a lot of flair and noise. And I feel like if you don't start shifting yourself, you're gonna be, shunted along the way. You're gonna get taken with these guys, and it's not like it's just the universe just wants you to shift. You need to shift out of how you're feeling right now and step into your new future. You cannot keep in this holding pattern. Yeah, you're definitely going to get train coming past now. Let's see. Because that's going to be your thunder. That's going to be your movement. Oh my God, there's 2 here. Universal knowledge, star people. That's it. And then we have talking circle, listening. And I'm just going to pause so you don't have to listen to the train come through. That was like the longest train ever. Anyway, you got to miss that. The feeling I got, I've been wanting to say for however long that train took, is you get to run with this shift and this change. Whoops, as I move the cars around. You get to run with it. When you trust your inner knowing, listen to the advice, your information, the knowledge you're getting, you start dreaming and journeying into your future, and then suddenly the future comes at you, like run with it. This is an adventure. It feels a lot like your normal life is going to depart from, you're going to depart from your normal life. Things are going to shift and things are going to change, and you're not to be afraid of it. It just feels like there is something new and wonderful coming into your life. There's a new adventure, there's a new journey that you are getting to go on right now. And when it feels like it's like thunder, like, ah, you know, a lot loud with a lot of movement. Trust your inner knowing. Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. Listen real close, because that's going to help you through this change and transition. And just remember, you're not alone. You're being guided. You're being helped. You know, the star people, that's about connecting in with people on different planes that can help you too. So if you've been guided to, you know, journey into that kind of knowledge and understanding, like, go for it, because it's there waiting for you. They're there waiting for you. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say. Yeah. When things are shifting, you're going to need balance. You know, it's that sense of perhaps you feel like it's you against the world. The King of Bows and Adder. You know, it feels like you're entwined and there's just all that energy of unbalance, and this is very much about bringing yourself back into balance. Interestingly, Nine of Stones tradition. This can be about tuning into, here's the Adder again, tradition or learning from the ancestors, from other people. You know, so if you are feeling that sense of you'd love to learn more about, you know, spiritual things like energy healing or connecting with spirits, you know, working with different energy, working with something that you haven't worked with before. Perhaps it's not spiritual at all. Maybe it's just something that you've seen and you're curious about. I feel like there's a sense that you should explore that some more, especially if you're being guided to from your inner knowing. We have Six of Stones, exploitation, and the journey. Interesting. Oh, we have Ace of Bows, spark of life, and the Wanderer. Yeah. You are stepping into something new. I'm holding my heart right now because I can feel your tears. I can feel your fear. You know, it's like that, oh, I don't want things to change, but I'm also longing for something more. And like, it feels like within you right now, that is the conflict. Like, I don't want things to change, but I also know that they're going to. You know, your inner knowing is telling you that your life is about to shift, but it's going to shift in a way that's good when you embrace it, when you embrace the change. And, you know, sometimes the change and transition, it can change who your friends are, who's supporting you, where you are. You know, it can change a lot outside of you, but it can never change you in a negative way. It's a great way for you to grow and learn and experience your life and step into the adventure. I get the sense with the exploitation that you're not really happy with how things are right now. And I don't know if it's like it is actually that bad, or whether your mind is creating stories about your life or about things external of your life, and it's kind of making you feel like you're being exploited, like you're not valued, you're not seen, and you're not heard. You know, the listening card is a lot about you not being heard, or people in your life not being heard, and you wanting to change that. The journey is the death card in a normal tarot pack, and this, like, you're stepping onto the journey, and the journey is, and the death card is all about, you know, letting one thing go and stepping into a new thing. If you, I just got that sense, if you got if you felt like reading number 2 had a message for you, it perhaps does, because that was also about stepping from something old into something new, you know, a new beginning. And I feel like this is it. You're just in this transition phase, and if you keep holding yourself in the transition phase, the new is going to come in real fast and with a lot of noise and a lot of movement, but you get to move with it. This is the adventure. You know, the spark of life is creating something new within you. I feel like it's just creating a new future. It's like the bow has many uses. You have many things that you can do, and you get to ignite your own spark. The wanderer is the fool. The wanderer is stepping out into the unknown. And that can be the scariest thing about change, transitions, going from one way of being to another, is that you don't know how it's going to be. You don't know how it's going to work out. But if you trust your inner knowing and who you are, and step out onto, it's a rainbow, step out onto the path, step out into that new future. You're going to see how it's going to be, and it's going to be wonderful because you're going to trust yourself and love yourself. It's going to shift things that you knew weren't right for you, that haven't felt right for you. You're going to be seen and heard again because you are. You're never alone. I just get that sense that it's been a challenge for you. And it's like something's coming. The thunder's coming, and then you're just wondering how it's going to hit. And I feel like if you actually tune in with yourself and start to believe in something greater than yourself, if you actually know who you are and just step into that future, step into it with so much love in your heart, knowing that the future that you create from yourself and your dream and your journey is going to be wonderful because you are wonderful, you are amazing, and you can do this. Reading number 3. This is your reading. Thank you so much for joining me.